Good afternoon, ladies, and welcome back to the Midday Update with me, Jared Ratnam. Now, to address the growing number of public queries on COVID-19 and correcting misinformation, the Ministry of Health, in partnership with DoctorOnCall, have established a virtual health advisory portal. Now, this medium is the first of its kind initiated by a government in the region. We've not seen this before. It was launched late last month, and we as Malaysians can access this for free from anywhere, 7 days a week, between 8:30 a.m. and 5 p.m. Via www.moh.gov.my or www.doctoroncall.com.my on the virus situation. Of course, on this portal, it is for the public, and we're going to find out a little bit more about it. Joining me in the studio is Hazwan, who is also the co-founder of DoctorOnCall. Hazwan Najib joins me. Hazwan, thank you very much for joining us right here on the Midday Update. Yeah, it's a very good initiative brought about by the Ministry of Health. Of course, you guys were called in to help with the initiative. Tell us what's been happening from the time of the launch up until now.
Okay. So when we first started, there's been gross amount of misinformation and fake news regarding COVID-19. That's when we spoke to the ministry, and we said, what if we can set up this virtual health advisory platform where we can allay some of the public concerns, because people are confused in terms of, does every cough and sneeze that they have, does it need to be tested for the coronavirus? So since we launched on the 17th of Feb, we have seen a steady number of people started using the website, reading information, speaking to doctors, as well as doing some sort of self-assessment.
Okay, let's just dial back a little. They're going to be speaking to doctors, getting information. They can also speak to doctors. That part's a bit interesting. So can you just walk us through that?
Yeah, so if they need to know a bit more on their conditions and their situation, they can request to speak to a doctor, which is manned by the family medicine specialist by the Ministry of Health. Then they can put in some information, request a mode of speaking to doctors, whether they want to go through chat, phone, or audio call. And then within a few minutes, they will be able to speak to a doctor.
Now, in coming up with this initiative, I think what's important here is to understand the Ministry of Health calling those stakeholders up and saying, hey, we need your help. Now, how hard was it for Doctors on Call to put information together and to work, or how easy was it to work together with the Ministry of Health? What were the challenges there? Okay,
so it has been a very great experience working in the Ministry of Health. The doctors who came on board, they all they volunteered to come on board, and we launched the platform within 4 days, including the training and designing and training the doctors, all of it done in 4 days. We also realized that that we have been ranked first in the by the International Living and Retirement Index as the world's best healthcare categories. And working with the Ministry of Health in the last few weeks, realized that that's the leadership. We are in good hands of the Ministry of Health in terms of public health handling this coronavirus outbreak. And then they also demonstrate what the leadership of the world's best healthcare looks like.
Right. So one thing that comes off the top of my head now, while I'm thinking about how people disseminate information, I guess the important thing here is how people can access information. And I'm talking about people who are about in their 50s, 60s, those who are not very technologically savvy, people who are not good with the internet or using stuff like this. How do they access information? Can they just pick up the phone and call someone and speak to someone?
Okay, yes, there is that option. They can call the Ministry of Health hotline to speak to someone directly. We also have our own DoctorOnCall hotline available for people to request. There is also an easy way for people to speak to a doctor, where we can people call the hotline and we patch doctors to the customers. And even though we think that people in the 50s, 60s are less technologically savvy to use this kind of platform, but they are actually not. We have quite a number of people in the 50s or 60s using this platform, right? But we are accommodating all everyone in the society to help reach out to the doctors.
Right. So on a weekly basis, do you have like a every week you go through what you've done for the week and say, hey, guys, I think we need to better the standard, or we need to up our game in putting out information here or in specific areas. Does this happen on a weekly basis or a daily basis?
It actually happened on a daily basis. When it first started, it was before the second wave started, so the number of calls is not that high. Then when the second wave started, we realized that our server almost crashed on the first day when it was announced. So we quickly increased the capacity, train more doctors, get more doctors on board. We also have doctors from the private sectors participating so that they can take more calls even after 5 o'clock. And then today we are also improving the self-assessment component of the website so that people can do a self-assessment first before they actually request to speak to doctors. The last thing we want to do is people rushing to the medical facilities and try to get tested, and that's very unsafe at this moment.
Right. If you're just joining us on the show, we're currently speaking to Hazwan Najib, who is the co-founder of DoctorOnCall. Of course, this is about an initiative between them and the Ministry of Health with regards to disseminating the right information with regards to COVID-19. Now, interestingly, you mentioned second wave, and there's been a surge in people wanting to gain information. Now, are people still misinformed about things? Are they asking, are there like frequently asked questions or frequent misconceptions, so to speak?
Yeah. The frequently asked questions are regarding the travel advisory. Should I go to Thailand? Should I go to some of these places? There are also people who just came back from certain places and asking whether they should get tested. So all these questions are being moderated and answered by the doctors. Doctors will clarify. For instance, if you say that, I'm a close contact with this person, doctor will clarify further how close is your contact before you rush to the medical facilities, right? And then in terms of FAQs, we are getting thousands of questions every day. We are trying to see ways to improve the way we manage all these FAQs, and people really want to get more information on this.
Right. Now, if someone who's come into contact with someone they believe has COVID-19, say like the Bar Council dinner, okay, people were called up to be checked, okay, and if you were in contact with one of them, or people that have been in contact with them and are worried about where they are at this point, can they call to ask for assistance or for information?
Yes, definitely. So I have no information with regards to any particular events or like Bar Council dinner or whatnot, but everyone can try to call in, ask the doctor whether there's something to worry about.
Just say for the sake of an argument, and we've got about 2 minutes left, for the sake of an argument, very quickly, is saying, if I have a cousin who attended the dinner and she came back and shook my hand and said, we were in contact, and then you get worried, say, oh, my cousin was at that dinner, what do I do now? Do I wait for the ministry to call me? What's going to happen?
Yeah. There's a lot of these exact questions because I think the ministry define it as a second generation or third generation of contact. If you are actually listed as a close contact of a confirmed patient, they will, you probably get a call from the ministry. Else you can always ask the doctor and tell your situation, and most likely there's nothing to worry about if that's such a situation.
Right. I think we've got everything under control. Of course, this situation has gone out of control around the world. We don't want to emulate those countries who've gone out of control. I guess at where we are, I think what's important is responsibility. So once again, if you need more information, all you have to do is go to
www.doctoroncall.com.my/coronavirus. Or you can also go to www.moh.gov.my and click the coronavirus page.
Thank you very much, Hafiz. Well, we've got a message coming in. Well, we'll be giving you more information as that comes through right here on Bernama TV. I'm Jared Ratnam signing off. Stay with us. Shortly, we'll be having Sonia Aisha join you on Bernama today. Have a great day ahead. We'll be back at 3:30 with The Nation right here on Bernama TV.